That's a good beginning.
Oh, you know something? I know Missy well, and I know me well. I sport wood for that day.
Do you?
Missy?
What's that?
Ariana just said something about if we ever get things where people start putting us down and insulting us, I'm just not going to handle that. And I told her I literally sport wood for that day.
You support wood for that day?
I sport wood for the day that somebody decides to flame war me. Yeah, bye. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Strobing Butt Plug. I'm your host, Ron Lynch. These are my co-hosts, the lovely Missy Davis and the adorable Ariana.
Hello.
This is a podcast about beer and shit talking, obviously.
True.
So,
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Got nothing.
How the fuck are we doing this week? What went on this week, guys?
Worked.
You worked?
I did my taxes. I waited till
excited.
Last minute. And I got a story about that, actually.
Mine aren't done yet.
Oh, God. I was going to ask if you guys waited till last minute.
No, I did mine
Yeah.
like April 15th like you're supposed to.
See, I probably would have done it early, but I'm waiting on another person also, and they procrastinate worse than I do.
That's great.
So
It's not great about they procrastinate worse than you, but I thought you would be one that would be on top of it.
No.
Because that was my thing. I was like, well, for one, he said April 15th, but we actually had until the 17th.
I think I actually had my shit done in February as soon as I got my tax forms and crap.
I always end up getting something else in the mail, after I take it in. If I take it in early, and then they're like, oh, what the hell is this? Shouldn't this have been here by, I don't know, January or February? And it's March something.
See, for me, my rage boner termination we talked about the other day.
Yes.
In order to survive that summer, because when you tell your boss to eat a bag of dicks, funny thing, they don't let you collect unemployment.
Right.
So to keep the lights on and what have you, I kind of burned my retirement account to the fucking ground.
Yes.
And I was incredibly worried that I was going to owe a lot of fucking money for taking that out, but thank you, pandemic rules, they put some shit in place, so I got some fat ass refund.
There you go.
I talked to my tax dude today, and I'm pretty sure he is high as fuck.
That's great.
And he's he's called to get my bank information so it would go into my account, and he's like, so what bank are you from? And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And then he just sits there, and he's just sitting there, and I'm kind of waiting on him, I figured he was do you chicken tech when you type? Or
like I was doing earlier.
Yeah, I'm waiting, he's like, so do you have that account number? I was like, are you ready for it? He's just I don't know, he just got really quiet. He's like,
so is your accountant just the dude you found sitting on the street corner with a laptop? It's man, I do taxes.
Yeah,
and I do them for weed, man.
Yeah, that's where we always get our taxes. So.
But so
the refund always ends in whatever your refund is. It always ends in 420 somehow.
That's great. No, so when I was doing mine, I didn't intentionally wait till last minute. But so when I broke my wrist, I broke it right before I would have gotten my taxes or, I've gotten my papers from work. And so I was just kind of well, fuck it. I'll get it when I go back to work and then I'll just do it then. Because I didn't want to drive an hour to go fucking get the one last form that I needed. So I as soon as I went back to work, I don't know, beginning of April or something, I started doing the taxes. And so I do it all through TurboTax. And then I was trying to process them online, and because the way the fire department does things, you get paid. It's the same place, but if you're paid. It's really weird the way they do it, because it's if you're on the engine, then you get paid engine pay, and if you're on the ambulance, you get paid ambulance pay. But I get paid the same amount, for both things. And so I don't remember how I did it last year, but this year, because there's two numbers in one box, it says, well, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. You have to, if you do it like that, you can't process it online, and you have to file by mail. And I was like, son of a fucking bitch. So I just kept forgetting to print them out and process them by mail. And then it got to be the last day. Well, you know what? I have to do it now because I also owed just a couple $100. So I went and I was cursing the government the whole way, stupid fucking government taking more of my money. And then so
taxation is theft.
Right. That's it was really funny because I was sitting in the parking lot of the bank and I was writing on the envelope. And so when I'm writing to the Ohio Department of Taxation, I was like, motherfuckers, I should write to the Ohio Department of theft. I was like, it reached the same place, like, you know, but it's just like the mail carriers would get a kick out of it, and, you know, anybody else that sees it and finds
Your
it.
dad would have been like, nope, dead litter box.
You did it.
Right, no, I didn't do that.
I crossed off taxation and put the...
Oh, I thought about doing that. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna fucking do this, and I didn't do it.
And guess who gets audited next year?
Right, that's why I was like, you don't want to piss them off. So when I was putting the stuff in the envelope and I was cursing, you know, the government the whole way, I licked the envelope and stuck it down, and parts of it stuck down and parts of it didn't. I was like, well, you know, this sucks. It's gonna open up, and I didn't have any tape with me. I was like, fuck. So I licked the outside of the envelope, like, fuck, I'm just gonna soak this shit.
And people were concerned about
and getting COVID. But
getting COVID. Like, saw the envelopes, just whatever, don't care.
So, and that's what I did. So I licked the outside of the envelope, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, good fuckers. I was like, hope they get my germs. And then I held it. I was like, dude, I could run the outside of this envelope around my butt crack. I didn't do it because I was like, that would be great. And then I'm like, poor mail carriers, they would be the ones that have to deal with this shit first. I was like, by the time I got to them, like, so many people would be touching it that doesn't deserve this shit.
You know the only thing I'm thinking about you rub around your butt crack? Paper cuts in your ass crack.
That would suck. I'd get some kind of massive infection and I
And you'd be like, what happened? I don't know, doctor. Did you do anything interesting?
I got paper cuts on my asshole.
They'd be like, you should really try to use some softer ply toilet paper.
I don't like using cardboard, you know, just, I like things to be edgy.
I tell everybody to save the tubes and just wipe my ass with the cardboard tubes.
That would be hideous. But no, that was my one thought. I was like, should fucking rub this mail all over my asshole before I send it out, and I didn't. I was nice enough. I'm like, nope, too many people are gonna have to deal with it. And if they found out, it'd probably be a federal crime. And if I did do it, I wouldn't.
Terrorist attack.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be.
No, it's going to the state of Ohio. It'd be a state level crime, not a federal crime.
But it's mail.
Fine, what the fuck ever.
And so that's what my thought was. I was like, well, and then if I do it, then I wouldn't be able to mention this story on the podcast. I was like, I'd have to hide that forever just so I wouldn't get in trouble. I'm like, nope, we're going to do this so I can talk about it. So
She really did
I was thinking that. I was like, I could lie and say I didn't do it and be like, yeah, totally.
So what happened is there's some mail carrier somewhere that picked up that envelope, rubbed his eye.
I was going to say, got pink eye.
The worst goddamn pink eye ever.
Oh, shit.
That'd be great.
So you guys really have nothing this week that was great?
That was it. That was my greatness.
That was it?
Well,
So-
talking about terrorist attack.
Okay.
So,
That one time you took a poop?
exactly. So, like, on my way to work, you know, I hit this 4-way stop, and it's like 10 minutes from work, and my stomach's going, remember that coffee you drank a half an hour ago? And I'm like, I do now. And I'm like,
She pooped her pants.
I'm like, this is not good. So I'm like driving, and it's like getting worse. I'm like, fuck. I might have to pull over. I might have to call into work. But I get to work.
Dear work, I cannot come in.
And everybody and their fucking daughter is in the bathroom when I get there.
Oh, God.
I'm like, of course. So I like walk in, do my thing, and I come out, and like I walk out, and the guy that works next to me was like walking by as I was walking out. I was like, man, I just blew that place up. You start laughing. And we get out to our workstations, and we're like sitting there, and like we have our little meeting in the morning, and he goes, well, I was gonna raise my hand and say I want to report a terrorist attack. I was like, damn it, you should have. Hilarious. And then he went to we went to first break, and we come back, and he was like, I got the phone number for Homeland Security just in case.
So that brings up the question, normally when you're not about to have a rectal schism, are you a scared pooper or are you a confident pooper? If you're in the bathroom at some public place and somebody walks in and you're just like, pull your feet up, nope, not here, not shitting, not here, not shitting. Don't anybody know that my sensitive lady self is making the poop because girls don't poop.
One of my favorite things I like to do that I've gotten to just do because I'm always out and about. So for one of my jobs,
Shit in bags?
No, I do not shit in bags. But so I'm always like, I'll be in a nursing home, I'll be in a random hospital or a random gas station. I'm always like going to the bathroom someplace else. And so if, you know, a lot of times you're into like a bathroom that only has one toilet, so you lock the door. And I absolutely love it when somebody knocks on the door because I'm like, come in. And then it's like you hear them, and it's a literal grab the knob and then they kind of stop and then you're like, nope,
don't put it in there.
just kidding, don't do that. That would be awkward.
Come in, let's all have a party while I'm shitting.
And it really fucks with people.
When I worked at Honda, there were people that would inevitably, if you go into the bathroom, like, you could hear them just, like, they're having a fucking shit baby or something. You walk in the room, just sit there like a scared rabbit. When it's me, man, I don't care. I'm not in the bathroom to make friends. I'm in there for one job and one job
Piss people
only.
off and make enemies.
I'm not in there to sit there and doom scroll on my phone while I'm waiting for the shit to go. No, I'm in there. It's going. I'm not going to hold your hand and say kumbaya or whatever. Reach under the stall, try to get some paper. Nope, it's over now.
You ought to be in there to make friends. So somebody walks in and they hear you shitting and then you scroll across something funny, be like, hey, you want to hear something funny? And just start awkwardly talk to them until you freak them out and make them leave.
Dude, you just remind me another part of my story.
Oh, God, yes.
So I said we were talking about making a playlist for when you're pooping.
Okay.
So people know that you're pooping.
That's awesome.
So, what was it? It was like, one was like, what's that song? I dropped a bomb on you or something. And then the other one, like, I can't remember all the songs. We had like a list of at least a couple of them going. And we were like laughing so hard. I'm like, man, I'm going to do this. And then like when you guys hear it, like I'll just start playing it. Like while I'm in the bathroom, you guys will know what's going on.
That's really great because you would either have a poop playlist for your work for when anybody's pooping or everybody would have their personal poop playlist.
Can we get an Alexa and set up, be like, yo, Alexa, I'm about to shit. And then it'll just start.
On me.
Then Alexa will just start making the shit music.
What the hell was the other song? Yeah, that's pissing me off.
Is it Power Man 5000?
No.
Come on, drop the bombshell.
Let the bodies hit the floor?
No, I can't remember now, damn it. I was supposed to write it down and I didn't.
But no, it'd be funny if there was a list outside the bathroom of everybody's name and then their poop playlist. But how many times do you go into the bathroom and somebody actually has a playlist going?
Like never.
Right,
Never.
so if you hear a playlist, somebody's probably shitting.
There was a time I remember I was leaving Honda and, huge place, couple thousand people worked there. But I went to the bathroom, I sat down in the stall, took a shit before I left. There's a guy having a full-on conversation on speakerphone with his girlfriend or something, and it was like the entire time I was in there, and he was just sitting there going blah, 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 the whole time, barely broke pattern when he was shitting.
Must have been comfort, like super ultimate, past that honeymoon phase of the relationship.
Like, yeah, baby, what's up? Yeah, I'm just shitting here. How you doing? Oh, yeah, that's cool. Hang on. Let me put this on video call because I got to wipe my ass.
Should we drink a beer?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, why didn't you introduce the beers first, dude?
I fail.
Come on.
All right, fine. Okay. We have.
I'll do the mystery beer.
All right, so
Sweet.
I got the mystery beer.
the first one up on tap here is Whiskey Rebellion. This comes from Warp Wing. Got it at the Springboro location. This fine hoe got it for me for my birthday, and it's like 11.5%. So pretty heavy duty shit.
And then the next one we have, which we'll mention it again when we get ready to drink it, but it's the Abita Brewing, I think.
Abita.
A-B-I-T-A. Abita.
We don't know.
The Purple Haze Raspberry Lager, 4.2%. Brewed and bottled by Abita Brewing Company, Abita Springs, Louisiana. Hello, we're in Louisiana.
And then the mystery beer, which will be introduced by that one, Miss Ariana, later on.
I always think of Wayne's World when I'm doing this.
Hang on,
I'm in Delaware.
Hold on, 1 second. Money shot.
And it's, what was I thinking? Oh, so so we talked about costumes for when, October. And at one point I was thinking of costumes. I'm like, we could do Wayne's World. Like, Ariana could be Garth because she's got the glasses. And I'm like, I can be Wayne. It's like, who should Ron be? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, Noah's Arcade dude, no. Like that Phil dude, no. And then I was like, we're forgetting somebody like completely important, Cassandra.
Okay. For you?
Oh, sweet.
So,
Delicious.
so should we, I don't know, toast to something? Anything?
To whatever. To
Right.
Wayne's World.
To Wayne's World.
To Wayne's World.
Party time. Excellent. Woo!
If you're gonna spew into this.
This smells good. This
It
smells
does.
like liquor.
It's like
Well, it's
is it a bourbon
11.5
barrel?
Yeah, 11.5%. So when we
Well,
got
obviously.
this, it was bourbon barrel aged since 2018. We're in 2021 now, so pretty good long time.
The Whiskey
I
Rebellion.
love some bourbon barrel.
Me too. It's
From what I've learned so far.
I think it's one of my
Ooh,
favorites.
that's good. No
How
cinnamon.
did you?
I'll tell you what it tastes like in a minute.
So did I only buy you one can, or did I buy you a whole 6-pack?
You bought one can because the shit was like $18 a can.
Oh god damn. Okay. So then you've not drank it that yet.
No, I was saving it for a special occasion. I'm like, you know what? This
Today
seems like a
is the
special
day.
occasion. It's a fucking
Fuck
good
yeah.
day.
It just tastes like bourbon.
It does. I mean, it doesn't. But it's
bourbon.
yeah. It's not. I don't
It's
think it's not like drinking actual liquor bourbon, because that would be so
It doesn't burn.
strong. No,
So
it
the
doesn't
next
have that
time we
burn.
start doing a podcast, it'll all be bourbon and we'll be hammered in 3 seconds.
Definitely be having glasses this big of bourbon for each one. I would get fucked up. I'm such a lightweight.
I forget the name of it, but I was watching some YouTubers the other day. They were fucking around with these like the soda fountain things where you carbonate and make your own soda at home.
Yes.
They were taking whiskey, just straight fucking like Wild Turkey 101 and carbonating it.
Well, I mean that wouldn't be bad.
The host, I don't remember what his name was, but one of the guys was sitting there drinking. He's like, the problem with this stuff is that it's strong like bourbon, but it's carbonated like soda, and I just want to chug it.
Right. Because I was thinking if you do that, at least it wouldn't.
And I think if you're going to start chugging 101, you're going to die.
Maybe.
This reminds me of my dad's china cabinet.
Yeah.
Like he had these like crystal decanters in it, and like I would get them out and I would smell everything
Just
when I was like really little.
Just like old-timey whiskey kind of a smell.
I was thinking you were going to say you got into it and drank his shit, and I was like, well, you know, I don't
think
She was
I did sample it.
She was 4.
When I was probably like 13 or something. Like, you know, he had all kinds of bottles, and I just took a sample of each one. I'm like, I wonder what peppermint schnapps tastes like.
Oh, wow.
It tastes like you brushed your teeth, and then when you shit later, it tastes like you brushed your asshole.
Okay.
Peppermint schnapps is dangerous stuff.
It's not bad. It takes your breath away if you try to chug it.
It's like cinnamon schnapps, man. You can't handle that stuff.
I remember when I was young and I tried that for the first time. It was
Hot damn.
well, it wasn't the hot damn. It was the peppermint shit, but it wasn't peppermint schnapps.
Do they
What
even
is
still
it
make
called?
hot damn that have like the little crystals in the bottom?
I think they do.
Okay. I haven't seen that in forever.
Um,
Of course, I don't drink like that anymore either.
but no, it's not called peppermint schnapps. I forget what it's called. I can't remember.
DeCoopter brand or something.
No, it's just, well, whatever it is. It's like peppermint schnapps, and I had this friend who he bought it. He must have been just 21 or 22, 23, and I was just younger than that. And we were all like, oh, let's try this. And so we all tried it, and it was so strong it took our breath away. We were like, oh, I can't drink it. And then so this older guy who knew, he's like, oh, I've never had that before. And dude wasn't a drinker either. Like, that was the thing that kind of floored me. He just tipped that bottle up, and glug, glug, glug. He's like, that's not bad. It's like, I couldn't breathe after taking a sip. And so this kid, the guy, he bought the shit and he couldn't drink it. So he was mixing it with Pepsi. He was like, it tastes like a peppermint patty. He literally thought it tasted like chocolate and peppermint together. I'm like, it's Pepsi and peppermint. It really didn't taste like a peppermint patty, but he insisted, and that's how he drank it after that. It wasn't
Whatever
that
works for
good.
you.
It was not good.
Man, back in those days, peach schnapps for the longest time was my go-to stuff.
Some blueberry schnapps.
Peach schnapps, man, that I started drinking it because I liked the peach rings candy, and it was just like, it's like that, but it's liquid, and it's fucking great because I can just drink it like shit. Yeah. That was back in the day when, like, same time I had that half gallon of screwdriver.
I used to drink vodka a lot when I was younger, and yeah.
That's because you're a classy bitch.
I did too.
I think I was Russian in the past life because I could just drink the shit out of some vodka.
Really? Like straight?
No, I don't really drink it straight, but I remember
Are we
one
talking
time,
like, Smirnoff, Grey Goose, the good vodka, or like the top shit?
well, back in the
You can
day,
get it
I'm
like
sure
$5.
it wasn't. I'm sure it was probably the $5 shit when I was like 18 or 20 or whatever.
$3 shit tastes
Because
like Windex.
I didn't have money then,
Yeah.
but now I do like drinking the Grey Goose when I drink vodka now. But
Had this boss at Honda because I was a contractor there, but not an employee. He would invite us over to Columbus and there's a little bar in Dublin called was it Bag of Nails or something, and he was like, while we're here, we're not working for anybody. Don't wear your uniforms. And he would buy us booze. And he was cool as shit. And he would always get, like, was it club soda, vodka, and ice. Because he's all, I can't drink anything else because I got to watch my weight.
That's funny.
Dude was a pretty boy. God, was he a pretty boy.
Would you put it in his butt?
Not that pretty.
Okay.
He was very image concerned, very pretty boy, and I do miss hanging out with that guy. It's been a long damn time since I've talked to him. Yeah.
So what about your vodka story? You were talking about...
Back then, I remember being at this party and drinking vodka mixed with Hawaiian Punch and drinking a lot of it. And yeah, the next day was not pretty.
But vomiting a lot of it.
But now I can drink it, like I was roasting in past life.
Yay, tolerance.
I always did a lot of vodka. This when I was like broke as fuck and everybody was laid off. And so we would just continuously have parties and shit because why the fuck not? Had nothing. I mean, I had to go to work the next day. So we'd buy the cheap ass vodka, and that's like when those Monster Energy drinks first came out. So I'd always be mixing it. And so the first ones that came out were the green Monster, and so they were super sweet. And then I was like, ooh, we got low carb, so I don't have to worry about all that sugar and calories. And so I thought it was really awesome. I think it was maybe a 10 or 15 calorie thing. And so I was always drinking that. And then pouring vodka into it, it takes away from the sweetness. So when I got a hold of a can of the green shit, I was like, oh, this is like too sweet. I couldn't take it. It was way too sweet. And then they did the 0 carb one. So it went from like literally not very sweet to not sweet at all, to me at least. And then on top of it, I was putting vodka in it. I got to the point where I'd put so much of a ratio of vodka into the 0 carb one.
Just drinking vodka?
Well, no, I don't think so. But because I would, pour a little bit in there, drink some, pour some more in there, and keep drinking the same one. But then it got to the point, so I would have the 0 carb one, and I would drink that, and it would be so vodka filled that if I went to the low carb one, just regular without any vodka in it, it was too sweet. And I'm like, this is bad. Like, wow. It's like, wow, I'm drinking a lot, and it's just like, okay, well. Whatever. Now I just don't like the other Monster either because it's too sweet as well.
That same party that I went to, I don't know, like my stepbrother was there, and I don't know if he was there before us or if it seems like we weren't there for very long, and he was like so drunk off his ass, we had to carry him upstairs, like to that apartment that we used to live in. We had to carry him up the stairs, and we just like dropped him on the floor and then went back.
That is awesome. That is really great. That kind of reminds me. So when Larry went to his bachelor party, he got so trashed right away. I guess he took off work early and then went to his buddy's house and they started drinking. And then one of the buddies wanted to stop by the bank, so stopped at the drive-through window. And while he was getting his money out of the bank, Larry thought he'd be cute, and then so he hopped out of the truck and then started pissing on the side of his buddy's truck. And then his buddy just pulled off, so Larry was standing there holding his dick to the tellers. And I guess so he got so drunk that he was laying on the floor in the bathroom at Hooters. And because they were like, where the fuck Larry go? Like they would check on him, and I guess maybe they didn't even go to check on him yet. It was that one of the workers was like, dude, your buddy's about ready to get you guys all kicked out of here. So his Timbo brought him back, and then he came in the house. He's like, hey, so Larry's out in the yard talking to a bush. I was like, talking to a bush? Because it was early, too. I was like, talking to a bush? He's like, yeah, he's throwing up. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So he finally came into the house, and then was laying on the couch. Like, he was so incoherent. I was like, I don't want to leave him here in case, like, it's like alcohol poison and shit. Like, because, if I leave or do anything, it's just kind of like he's going to wonder what the fuck's going on. I was like, oh, well. So I wrote a note because they invited me to go out with them. So I finished his bachelor party, and I just wrote on a piece of paper, like, went out and partied with your friends for your bachelor party. Love you. And then I put it on his face so when he woke up, he would find it. It was great times.
Yeah, it's one way to do it. Oh, man. Since we're talking stupid party stories, you were there for this one. You already know the story. It was like right around the time we graduated. It was right after, right before we graduated high school. Got a crappy hotel room over in Richmond, and
It was like the dollar days or whatever the fuck it
Days
was.
Inn. It was a Fleabag Roach Motel, and I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. I had like a half pint or a pint of Jack Daniels. The little fuck, not the littlest, but the next step up baby bottle. And it got me all so fucked up. Like, I was fucking puking everywhere. I think you and your boyfriend at the time were like having a fight. And all I remember is that the ex got so fucking pissed that she had you take her home, left me with my keys, like brought me back different clothes because I puked all over myself. At one point, they like drug me into the bathroom and threw me in the shower because I puked over myself. And like I kept looking up, and I guess it was like I thought I was swimming and drowning through the shower or something.
It was, well, I don't know, if you had that Jack, then you just had that Jack. But so you had more. It was April she brought every bottle of liquor she had. So she had a backpack full of liquor. It was just random amounts. But you were like, I'm going to take a drink of every one of these. So you just started just a drink of every single one. And that's what had him. He was just immediately after he did that, he was sitting on the floor at the end of one of the beds. And he was just totally out. And April said something. She's like, I don't know, something might be wrong. She's like, he's getting ready to throw up. And then you just like all down the front of you. Oh, God. And then she was so fucking pissed. And so that's when...
at this point for me, I vaguely remember being in the shower.
We pulled your clothes off of you, and you were in your underwear. And so that's when Keith... I forget what he did or what he said, but he just kept flicking your dick. He was just like, look at it, look at it. And then we drug you into the... So he did that after, because when we drug you into the shower, you were in your tidy whities, and you were completely soaking wet. So it was just like a wet t-shirt contest, but with your dick in your underwear. And that's when he started flipping you in the dick.
This is why I'm glad I don't remember that. God, why the fuck did I bring that up? The be-all and end-all for me is I remember the shower, sort of, and then I remember everything. I remember waking up in the bed in the hotel.
Next to some black dude.
Some dude. I didn't have any idea what was going on. There were some people sleeping in the other bed. And I like went over and I thought it was April. So I leaned over. I'm like, honey. And it's some black dude. I'm going, the fuck did I do? The fuck? Because I was fucking blackout drunk. I do not like to get, and I don't get blackout drunk because of that shit. But I was like, the fuck? And I like walked over to where the thing was because I like, that... sour stomach, gonna vomit again. I turned on the light. I was wearing different clothes. It's like, what the fuck? I went over again to wake her, and I'm like, is it black? What the fuck? And I had no fucking memory of anything like that. Like 12 hours before then, it's like gone. It's like, never again. Not blackout drunk.
Oh, that's some funny shit.
Good.
And the worst part was, I was like, the next day, I was like, hey, what did I do? Are you mad at me? And she wouldn't tell me anything. I'm like, I woke up next to some black dude. I don't know who he was. Said something about salty, and I'm like, I have no idea.
So, what liquor tastes like the time you almost died?
I couldn't drink Jack Daniels for a long goddamn time after that.
I still can't drink it from the time it made me throw up.
I fixed that. Now Jack Daniels gives me that pleasant memory of, oh yeah, let's not drink more than a shot or two.
That's good stuff.
Did I ever tell you about the time I think I got drugged, but I'm not sure?
Oh, damn.
So, I was at the bar. It was like towards the end of the night, and I was already like pretty drunk, and having fun or whatever. And then these guys that were like supposedly friends with my ex came up, and they're like talking to us, and they're like, he's like, here, you can have this drink. And I'm like, cool. It seemed like such a great idea, I'm like, yeah, it's an Alabama Slammer. I'm like, okay. And then I just like went down there like, hey, you want to come to our house and play pool with us? And I'm like, we're like, I guess, like whatever.
You're about to Alabama Slam you?
And like, as I was walking, I'm like I don't know if the liquor just affected me or what, but I just started like going kind of psycho.
Oh, wow.
I started getting pissed for no reason out of nowhere. I just started getting mad. And like we're walking, and I started like yelling at whoever, and then like we like get to railroad tracks, and I tripped and lost my glasses, started crying because I lost my glasses, and I'm like, I can't see anything, you know, like, and then we get there, and like these guys are just kind of acting weird, you know, but I was just like not myself after I drank that. It was just like, I don't know if it, I don't know, maybe I wasn't drugged, maybe it was just the liquor, but
Hey, I totally didn't drug that, I promise.
but yeah, I was like just completely psycho. And we go to this guy's house that I've never met before, and we're playing pool or whatever, and they're just kind of like acting weird, kind of like they're like,
so was it
like conspiratorial with each other, you know?
So
you like,
who was your friend? You're with your ex, or like
I was there with my ex. With my ex. And
did they have him drugged or something?
No, I'm like, what? I'm like, something's not right, you know? I'm like, tell him something's weird, like this is weird, something's not, and you know, it's okay, I know these guys, you know? It's like, you know, he always knows people, but it's like, do you really know them, you know? Like, I don't know.
I've known people who, I know them, I trust them, and
right, and it's like,
I know them, I trust them.
Yeah.
I'm going to totally let him drug my wife and rape her. Yeah.
I don't remember what happened after that. I guess we must have walked home, but it was like, it was just strange, you know? Like, I just wasn't acting like myself after I had that drink, and they were acting weird, and it was like a weird situation.
It's like, I was going to say you maybe could have been drugged, or maybe not, because there was one time, so that was when he and I were at the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Our thing was that we would go in, hang out for a little while, and if you don't know what that is, it's a movie that they would do, like, have actors in front on stage too, and then you'd have your little bag where you're basically roasting the movie as people are acting it out.
So it came out in like 1975, and the movie was a flop. It was bad, and people started like insulting the movie and making fun of it, and eventually it evolved into where they would have a cast of, call them actors acting out the movie in front of the film. There is, a set list of callbacks that people would yell at them, whatever insult you felt like was appropriate, and you'd get what they call survival kits at different points in the movie. Throw toast, throw rice, throw toilet paper, sometimes squirt guns. Depending on where you were, sometimes even hot dogs.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Hot dog. There you go. Yes, I know where they would do that.
Yeah.
But so anyway, there was always, we would watch to a certain point, and then we'd kind of just mingle amongst people who were outside and maybe didn't have money to get in, because that's just how Dayton, Ohio operates. You're broke, and so you just hang out on the street corner and wait for people to come out and hang out.
Do bullshit.
But we went outside, we sat in his van, and I told one of the buddies that I drove with, because I drove, I was like, hey man, I'm going to drink with Ron. I was like, is it cool that you drive? And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I still have my keys in my pocket. This is like towards like the maybe third of the movie, so it's not like I was going to just go drive somewhere. And so he and I were drinking some Jack. He cracked the label, and I already knew him for a couple of years at this point. Cracked the label, we were drinking, and then all of a sudden that dude comes out, and it wasn't that he yelled at me, but he was like super stern about it. He was like, give me your keys now, and I flipped out. I was like, so I wasn't going to drive, I gave him my keys, but for some reason, like, it bothered me, and I just started like uncontrollably crying, and then I was cool about it later. Well, I got really pissed off because one of my friends was like, maybe he drugged you, and I was like, I got so pissed because I was like, you would never fucking do that, and so like that flipped me out again, and I was just like the whole rest of the night for some reason, and I wasn't any more drunk than I normally drink, like at innings.
Man,
but
there's
I
so
wasn't,
many drunk Rocky stories back in the day.
I wasn't drugged, obviously, and then it was like nothing out of the normal for me, for what I would have done for me to act like that, but I didn't feel like anything was off. It was a totally, completely different way that I acted versus how I normally would.
Right, like maybe like the liquor mixed with the beer or something that I was drinking earlier fucked me up, but it was just like the situation just didn't feel right to me.
We'll say, as a guy, I don't have to worry so much about getting drugged and raped like that.
Oh, you don't know.
Well, I said as much.
Wait till the next party, Ron.
Particularly since I've become a fat, hairy piece of shit.
It's like, what kind of strap-on do you want to pick out? We'll go to
Strap-on?
the store.
Bitch, this is a Strobing butt plug. The fuck you talking about?
We'll get a really big Strobing butt plug.
Website image.
Shoving it.
New cover image for the website.
Maybe we don't get a really big one. We get a small one. And then so we trick him. He passes out. We cram it in, and then we have, like whatever.
Cram it in. Come on, babe. Slip it in gently.
I can do that too.
Lube it up a little bit and slip it in gently.
But
unless I pissed you off that day, okay? If I pissed you off that day, that's fair.
So then, then we're just gonna get you up real quick and be like, later that night. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be later that night. Like, hey man, you go out, go drinking. It's like we're gonna have these cool outfits we're gonna wear, and then we have a kilt for you, and we have it turned on. So then when you're walking around, it's all glowing below you. You're like, what the fuck, man?
Be like, I'm like a hoopty ride, man. I got the ground glow effects and shit going on.
Oh, that'd be great.
I've been shaking my thing, that'll be the sound it'll make when I'm like doing squats for my old fucking knees and shit.
That's great. That made me think of something I've thought of before. So so they have strobing butt plugs, and so they have sex toys that strobe lights. They have sex toys that vibrate. Why don't they make sex toys that moan? It's like a moaning or a screaming.
I mean, maybe they do.
They might
cost more.
But I was thinking they should
out of our price range.
They should do that.
Out of our tax bracket.
That's right. They should make sex toys that scream in horror,
I bet they do. I bet there's an audience for that. It's probably not even a joke.
Right? Oh, probably not. There's one, I've seen it before. I just come across all kinds of weird shit. There's the alien dick ones. Have you seen those?
I don't know.
Oh, the different dildos. What is it? I've seen the one that looks like the alien head from the Aliens movies, and it's got
they had some Pokemon.
Like a liquid ball or something that'll implant when you squeeze it or something.
So what you're doing. I when I first saw that, I was like, what the fuck is this? And you're making eggs out of Jello type shit. So it's like you're putting the eggs in these.
She looks highly suspect on this. So very highly suspect.
I've never done this.
This is so when you want that cream pie sensation without the fear of pregnancy while you're masturbating.
No.
To an alien head.
There's people out there that like to that's what so they put these eggs down in the fucking dildo, and they push them up in them as they're playing with themselves. And so when they're done, they can push these gel eggs out, and they're laying alien eggs. People are into the weirdest shit.
Huh.
Coming soon to her OnlyFans.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then we're getting some YouTube comments. Do you really have one of those? Would you really do that for me? I'll pay you $50 and I'll send you the toys.
There are people. I can't say that there's people out there that do that in particular. But I'm part of this group on Facebook where they're talking about certain things. It's like, what would you charge for this? What would you charge for this? So I've seen girls ask, what would you charge to send shit in a bag to someone? Because there's people out there that want to buy that.
You talk about that. Keep seeing the commercials with that Cologuard shit on TV. It's some colon, you shit in a box and you mail it off, and they do some DNA testing to see if you got colon cancer.
That's good stuff.
So every time I see it, their mascot, it's just a walking, talking box. And he's sitting there talking about the benefits of it. I'm like, you shit in that box, you shit in their mascot, and then you mail it by fucking UPS or something.
No, there's I don't know, I was going to say something about that group and what people do. Oh, no. So, that's basically a lot of those girls have OnlyFans. And I see all the niches that these girls do. I've not yet seen one portray themselves as an alien for guys who like alien sex. So
she's like an alien queen, paints herself up or something. I
would love
to
find that.
Looks all some H.R. Geiger makeup shit.
I literally, I would follow somebody on OnlyFans just to see, oh, you actually do that? We're going to buy this for a month and see what the fuck you do. I've thought about doing that to certain people.
Then she's going to spend everything in her savings account just tipping this bitch.
Probably not.
Because then she's going to do it just for you.
Well, I have thought about it. It's so interesting because you can charge a guy for a photo. If he requests a special photo, you can be like, oh, okay, I'll charge this much. For me to not turn around and sell it to other guys, I'll charge this much. And they up the price by a lot. And so if that guy wants to feel special because it was only for him, he has to pay that much more for it. I was like, these bitches are fucking intelligent. Why don't I do this shit?
Is it girls are intelligent or guys are dumb?
Guys are fucking stupid.
So I'm going to interrupt you. I think we need to wash and go for the purple haze.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Let's get this out of here without spilling it.
Hang on 1 second.
My vintage
Cool shit.
I paused the recording for a minute.
Oh, why'd you do that?
It was acting up.
Oh, maybe a double one. A double rinse. Double rinse. Alrighty.
Our guests have to drink the beer water.
That would be so funny if we did do that.
Bitches.
It's like, hell yeah. Or you could take that water and make ice cubes out of it for people you don't
We
like.
should have Ian on here.
That'd be
He
great.
would be a funny guest.
Hell yeah, he would. I think about that. It's like, what kind of guests would we have? How many episodes in? 5 episodes? 10 episodes?
Like, until we start getting bored with each other again.
It's like, you guys are fucking boring.
5 times already.
Like, God damn it. Why?
I think it's
Just
okay.
shut the fuck up already.
There you
It'll be
go.
okay.
Right home.
Yummy.
Right.
We'll
Okay.
just save it for
Wait,
like
wait. Is this a twist top? Probably not. Pry off cap.
Good job.
Fuck you. We're unprepared.
I need to get a phone case that has a bottle opener on it.
Where the fuck was I? I was hanging out with my cousin last weekend, and his roommate there had on his keychain, it looked like a batarang, but it was actually like a beer bottle opener.
Well, that's pretty cool. I got a beer bottle opener the other day. So, well, no, I got it. Well, yeah, I did get it yesterday, I guess. So you go to these hospitals during EMS week, and they have little goodie bags for us at some of them. You're in Cincinnati, they don't really have shit, even though we did get some free food.
Beer bottles don't open like that.
It smells like farts.
What?
It smells like farts. Did you try it yet, or is this?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Does it smell like raspberry farts at least?
Maybe.
But no, so like, but you go to Dayton, Ohio for their EMS week, and you get
Oh,
all
yeah?
kinds of shit, and it's really great. But in Cincinnati, you don't get a little bit, but I did get like
It
this.
smells a little winey almost.
I wondered that it would,
Raspberry lager.
because I was really hazes are usually kind of like IPAs, I think.
No, it does smell a little raspberry now. When I opened it at first, it smelled like farts.
It smells like cat food or tuna.
No, it was done in Louisiana. Maybe they got confused with raspberries and crawfish or something.
I smell the raspberries.
I don't know.
Like, once it gets, like, down, you know, like, once you sniff it enough and it gets down your throat, you start smelling the raspberries.
Taste it ain't bad. It's not much of a raspberry. It's very soft.
It's interesting.
It's a soft
I like
raspberry flavor.
It's kind of like a water.
That's kind of what I
Like
was
flavored
thinking.
water.
That's what
There is not a lot of hops in it for sure.
Right. Well, it's.
I like it.
I do like it. It's pretty
It
good.
tastes like a light raspberry flavored water, kind of.
It would be a really good summertime beer.
I was gonna say, mow the yard. You're out there sweating. You want something to stop and sip on.
Because it's a haze. Well, haze could be just, I don't know, different for the names. But when I think of haze, I think of an IPA, and maybe that's because Warp Wing has I forget what it's like.
Didn't you
It's
go
a
there
haze.
last weekend?
I did go there. It's a haze, so it's that's an IPA. So I hear haze and I think IPA, and then lager. I'm like, okay, lager's usually thick or just really has a lot of body to it. This is like really thin, easy to drink down, and very light taste. So you could.
I wonder if it would be more flavorful if we hadn't drank the other one first.
Yeah,
I bet so, too.
the Whiskey Rebellion was a lot stronger flavor.
A palate cleanser.
We need to get some crackers or something.
I was thinking that crackers.
I prefer the term saltine American bitch.
Saltine American.
Saltine Americans.
Get some saltine Americans laid down.
I like cracker. Okay.
That's right. Call me a cracker.
Cracker. So I'm going to be going to Indianapolis this weekend. My cousin, whom I have not seen in a while, since before she had a 2-year-old, her 2-year-old's having a birthday party
Yay.
at some church. I'm going to
Well,
see if I can
church.
find a decent bottle shop or so over there. See if I can find something we don't get around here.
There is stuff. Let me think. So
There's got to be some kind of brewery I can hit up or something. I can get some like to-go stuff that's just indie.
when I took the boys to, I forget what it's called. It's some kind of, is that horror thing where they had all the bugs plastered on shit.
Oh, the oddities thing?
Yes, that's what it was. So it was that Oddities. It was in Indianapolis. I got a business card for a brewery down in that, well, it's over in that area. And it's a horror themed brewery. So
Dude, find that card.
I feel like I know where it is. I know I sent you the link to it. It's because I sent him the. I
Tell me
remember.
like you got a whole 6-pack.
No, I think she said that sounds badass.
Oh, I thought I said this is badass.
It is badass.
I
So
like it
it's
too.
good enough to drink on a six
Yeah,
pack,
I'll drink
right?
it.
But no, so I know, I'm 90% sure I know where that card is because I saw some of the cards just today that I had from that place, from all the businesses I picked up. So if that card didn't get lost, it's right there with it. But I know I sent you the link to it, or maybe a picture of it, because I mentioned like, hey man, that would be like a cool place to check out and talk about like for a podcast.
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
Yeah, I would totally
we should
go-
start doing that every once in a while, like traveling somewhere. And being
once a
like,
month maybe.
Once
Yeah,
a month, every
once a
other
month.
month or something.
Right. Yeah, because I was gonna say even every other month because we might not be able to do it once a month. 'Cause
Right.
This shit always happens and like we're always
Like
busy.
this month, I have like 3 weekends that I have shit to do.
Right.
Oh, this weekend's nothing but busy shit because Saturday going to be in Indianapolis, and then Sunday I'm going to be an actor.
An actor.
Yeah, so
Actor's fun.
I haven't done anything really with the movie People I Know from Dayton since kind of before I was at Honda at all.
Is this the same one that like you guys?
Yeah.
So the
I would like to do more of that.
so
It's fun.
this isn't being directed by Henrik. This is being, I think, directed by a guy by the name of Mike Canistero, and I am going to drop the full name because whoring.
You said okay, you are. Okay.
I am going to drop the full name because whoring because he won't care. But Mike Canistero is like a stand-up comedian in Dayton.
Okay.
And he's been in a lot of the movies that Henrik's done. I've just played like background actors and background parts and shit like that. That's what I'm going to be doing this Sunday. I don't know what the movie is per se, but it's a comedy, not a horror, which is what usually they end up doing. But it's a comedy western, and the call sheet says that I'm to get there at 11, and I'm going to get a makeup buddy, and we're all going to make ourselves up to look like the Insane Clown Posse.
That's hilarious.
If I know Mike's jokes right, I'm going to go all the way down there. It's like an hour and a half from my house.
Is this supposed to be stuff that's supposed to be leaked?
Eh.
I don't give a fuck now. Name drop.
Well, you know, it doesn't really matter that much.
Spoiler alert.
So here's the worst part. I don't even remember the name of the movie. It's on like the Facebook page and all that.
Oh, so, well, is it a
But-
private page or is it a...
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's going to be one of those deals where if I know Mike's jokes right, he's there. There's going to be some character going blah blah blah. Let me go get my posse, and then the camera's going to cut over to a bunch of people dressed in Insane Clown Posse. There's like 10 or 12 people that are in the little call group,
That'll be funny.
and we'll stand there and do a bunch of different stupid poses and things like that. The post said something about I have enough fake guns for everybody,
That's good stuff.
and then pretty much I'll sit there and hang out all day, watch the fun stupidity of it.
That would be fun.
I've been to the place before.
Right. So
I've
you
been
don't get compensated for it, but it's just fun.
No, I never get paid for it. I
Yeah,
don't care. It's
Right.
fun.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
The call sheet had another section had sex workers,
That's great.
and I was looking at like the conversations.
Perfect.
Well, I was looking at the conversations they were having.
Advertisement.
The girls were having because they're like, "Hey, where did you get your outfit? What are you wearing?" Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, that is a hilarious conversation because all we're supposed to do is like blue jeans and like a black polo or unlike logoed t-shirt. And just go, man, I want to wear some sexy kind of a sex worker outfit.
That would be hilarious.
Go down there and get on some like lingerie for like this Wild West town. The place where it's filming at, they normally have a pretty cool haunted house there. I've been to the haunted house before. Basically, you go down there, they have a bunch of school buses with the tops chopped off.
Okay, that's cool.
And the school buses go riding all through this, like, basically farmer's property, and part of it's set up like a Wild West ghost town.
I was gonna say they changed that one. I feel like they changed it quite a bit since the first time I've been there, but I also
I cannot remember the name of the place. I know it's in, was it Williamsburg? Wilmington, Ohio?
It's Wilmington, I think.
Yeah.
Either Wilmington or Waynesville.
Yeah.
Starts with a W.
But, yeah, so it'll be fun. Because I remember, like, when I was on the school bus there, at one point they had a combine come busting out of the woods and running to the side of the school bus and all this other crazy shit.
They have a semi-push you. They have a semi-race you. It's literally like that right beside you. If you stuck your hand out, you'd probably get your arm ripped off. Like, and then and you can like you could literally put it out. Because I took the kids there a couple years ago. I yelled at some dude in the parking lot because he looked at my kid. Jacob's tall. He's taller than me. Even though it was a couple years ago. He's like, hey man, you want a beer? I'm like, dude, you're fucking 14. I was like so pissed.
When I went there, I went with my daughter and Zach. It was cool, except there was one problem. We got about 10 minutes, 20 minutes into the bus ride, because it's a good 45-minute bus ride. It was a long ride for what it was.
That's pretty decent.
And Mother Nature decided it was time to crack out and fucking rain on us.
Nice.
And
so you had to endure the rest of it.
There was, because the bus had no top, there was no hiding from the fucking cold ass rain. By the time we got back to the car, everybody was soaked down to their underwear. It was awful.
That would blow, but at the same time, who cares?
More beer water time.
Beer water.
Time for our surprise beer in a moment.
I remember when I went there, I took the boys there. So I think there's like 2 or 3 haunted houses on the property.
Yeah, they had a couple of them you walk through, and they had that one that was way the hell out there.
We went into...
I look forward to this Halloween with Mr. 513 beer guy there, because Zach and I always get the fucking haunted house shit on.
Man, I have not really been to too many haunted houses in a long time. We should do that this time.
Definitely.
I went with my friend. It's probably been 3 or 4 years ago now. But
See, as an adult, they're not even scary, but it's just like, this shit's fun.
I just laughed the whole time.
I'm gonna plug the caves in Lewisburg. A lot of people like to go there because it's like you
cool.
don't go to a haunted cave anywhere else.
Right.
And
It's one of the better ones I've been to.
the last about 10 years, I mean, it compares in price to any other haunted place, but you go in, and even when there's not that many actors, like if you go, okay, so then I was talking about, camera turned off, so let's see, I was talking about the haunted place.
Lewisburg Haunted Caves.
So yes, the caves are amazing because you go, it's literally, it's like about 45 minutes. You're walking through, and then you have to choose your ending, and if you choose the wrong ending, you go back through and you keep going through the same maze and turn around until you find the right ending. And I think they close everything off so they know what the group goes through. The group goes through all of them before they let you go out the actual door, even though you've already been through that.
So to give an idea of how big the caves is, at one point it was a natural
aliens there.
It was a natural limestone cave, and like a bajillion years ago, 100 years ago, they made it into a limestone quarry. And it's big enough inside that there are parts where they have literally people in trucks driving past you, firing guns loaded with blanks. So it's big enough inside this cave, they can go flying past you and shooting at you with a truck.
I always thought the historical hayride thing was cool. Like you drive down and there's like a light, and they're like, "This is as far as we can go because that's like government shit over there or whatever."
Yes.
And it's like, "Holy shit, that's crazy." I don't know if it's real or not, but
I
from what
have
I've
heard several times. So they do store government shit down in the caves because, I mean, if you go down in there any other time of the year, you'll get in big fucking trouble. Like it'll be much more than a trespassing type shit if you do. I'm quite sure because of the government stuff that's supposed to be down there. But it's big enough to where they do a super huge haunted house type of haunted caves, and then they also do a historical hayride in the same caves, just another part of it. And the caves go down like, I don't know, a lot.
Probably pretty much the entire underneath of Lewisburg, Ohio somewhere.
Probably.
I can't remember how far it's at. I know they tell you.
So, Ariana, I'm going to interrupt this topic of conversation. What do you have in your
The
hand?
mystery beer is a jalapeno IPA.
Jalapeno!
Where'd you get that?
Masthead Cleveland Brewing Company.
Sweet.
My asshole burns
I
already.
got it in Versailles.
Sweet. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
So, let's see. I don't know if this was the one that had, I don't think it's 6.8.
No, it's
Alcohol.
respectable. What is it, an
It's a
IPA?
general.
Jalapeno India Pale Ale.
Yep.
So it's a jalapeno.
It's a respectable IPA with the IPA bitter that ought to be nice and spicy.
It's interesting.
Find out.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know. It caught my eye, so I was like, let's try it.
That's one thing I'll do when I see any. I will try something even that
Does it
maybe
smell
sounds.
jalapeno?
It smells a little jalapeno.
I'll try something that sounds even gross to me just to be
Right.
like, oh yeah, I tried.
Oh,
feel
vomit flavored beer? Hell yeah, let's try
I
it.
feel like this is punishment for making you drink the pickle beer.
Exactly. There you go. It's like fuck you, buddy.
Is this
You
the
get
kind of shit you want to eat
rules.
with like the atomic hot wings just to really punish yourself?
That would be an alright thing to do.
Dude, I just remembered we were talking about the pickle beer, and I saw this like.
I'm Havana White the can.
Oh yeah, I guess I could have done that, huh? Fancy.
Okay.
I saw this
We can have like some effects.
Cheeseburger.
Zoom in or something.
Cheeseburger themed lingerie. And I'm like, damn it, I'm going to post this on Facebook. And I freaking forgot about it.
Okay, so post it on Facebook. How much was it? How much was it?
I don't know.
If I buy it, will you wear it for us?
No. Fuck no.
We gotta buy it in an extra
Sorry,
3XL
guys.
for Ron.
Nobody wants to see that.
We're gonna make Ron do it.
This
I don't
smells
care.
good.
I don't care if anybody wants to see it.
Right.
Did you taste it already?
Yeah.
Is it gross?
It tastes like an IPA. I can't taste the jalapeno in it. It
smells
maybe
like fruit.
it's got that IPA. I don't know. IPA has like a sweet smell, but they are bitter. Like
I
to
can
me.
taste the jalapeno big time.
It's like the jalapeno without the burn of it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna get hotter as I go. You're not drinking it.
No, I'm gonna drink it.
Okay. I was like, is it like me and pickle beer? Like, ew.
Oh no.
So
It tastes
the
like an IPA, which I'm not an IPA fan, but it's not so strong of an IPA. It actually tastes pretty decent for an IPA. to me.
I think the jalapeno and IPA, natural IPA-ness, they kind of work together. So
For
you
the
don't notice
flavor,
it.
they do.
I know, like you said, it tastes like rubber bands or something, right? And
An
one of
IPA does, yeah. Okay, now I can taste the jalapeno in it. It hit me in the right
one of
spot.
you tastes like pennies or something.
Yeah.
And you taste like rubber bands. Like I don't know. I'm
IPAs
not
are
that far advanced to it.
IPAs are only good to me if they're really cold.
This is actually, I'm not. Yeah, I can taste.
I like it.
It's pretty good.
It would be good with a cheeseburger, like we talked about with the pickle beer.
Right. It would be. I was thinking like pizza or something. I would do it with pizza or Italian food. No.
Party foul.
God.
Forgot to mute.
Worthington. Yeah, that should be a thing. If we have a party foul like that, or we do something stupid, we have to have some like shitty
You drink?
ass taste. Have a hams. You have to chug the hams.
Yeah, you drink.
Almond flavored beer.
I say drink the water.
Ooh, that would be great. You have a party foul. I'm just gonna party foul by spilling the water, so I don't have to drink it. So when I do fuck up, it'll be like.
Yeah. My phone's muted. My daughter's called a couple times.
That's great. I heard it. I
And
heard
I'm just
vibrate.
like,
I
mute.
heard it vibrate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's very vibrating.
that's right.
I won't make that joke just because it was my kid. So
Oh god.
I mean, I left it open.
now I'll tell you what. If it's in my pocket and one of you girls calls me, I let it vibrate the whole time and ask you to call me back.
Yeah, I guess that would be awkward if it's your kid.
0 messages. Because I'm cool like that.
Enjoy it.
I do.
Well, that's my whole
I
thing.
keep
Like,
my shit turned down all the time anyway.
I typically do, and I don't know why that was. That must have been turned up because when I slept today after getting off work, I had it turned up because I always listen to shit to help me go to sleep.
I don't like the aftertaste of that. Like, it's good when you drink it and then you sit there for a minute and it's like,
It
tastes
doesn't.
like bitter.
It's not so much that for me. I feel like if I drank a lot of it or too much of it, it's gonna do some heartburn shit.
I feel like it would too, but it still would be good with like a plate of spaghetti or pizza.
So yeah, definitely a food and beer.
Tater tots.
Oh yeah, like you would
Something neutral.
Loaded tater tots.
Yeah, I was gonna say some loaded tater tots, because you would put some cheese, bacon, and jalapenos on the tater tots.
Damn
That'd
it.
be delicious.
We already had dinner. Now I'm feeling like a fat ass. Stop it.
That made me think of these really cool pizza rolls. I've not done it yet, and that's gonna be my thing. So you deep fry pizza rolls, and I think it's like Parmesan cheese and some other seasonings and shit. And
So the way Ariana's looking at you right now, she's just like, ooh, how you doing?
I'm interested.
it's right because
So-
because I'm so like with any foods like that anymore. I'm kind of like I'm a food snob because I like really good tasting shit, and that's like anything anymore like that to me is just like, this isn't that good because I have money and can afford really good food. So now I'm like, I don't like that just cheap shit that everybody typically buys out of the fucking
She's still
freezer.
thinking about it. She's still thinking about it. Like when I dropped off that computer the other day for her, she was sitting there going blah 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 blah. I was like, so you ate yet? I'm doing pizza rolls. I was like, okay. So that she's totally into
Which
that
I
shit.
didn't even eat pizza rolls.
That's
I ended
great.
up having a can of soup.
but that's just literally it. Because
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's cool. I was gonna say I make a lot of stuff from scratch because I used to love cans of soup, and now I make shit from scratch, and I'm just like, a can of soup no longer does it for me. I can make that exact same kind of soup, but make it from scratch, and it's like it's 10 times.
I like to cook from scratch too, but I'm also
By
lazy.
yourself? Right.
And I'm like, I'm not cooking for anybody, so it's like.
When I lived alone, I had very similar problems because it's like, man, I could cook all this shit, but it's like, I'm the only one that's gonna eat it. What the hell?
I mean, I'll eat leftovers forever.
Right, me too.
So I mean,
you know, I would make. There'd be times I'd make a pot of chili, and I would eat all the pot of chili for a week, get tired of it, freeze it, and then eat all that for another couple weeks. You know?
I do that.
Hell yeah. I like doing shit like that. But that's like, oh, so those pizza rolls. I don't know what else. I would have to find that because I think it was a TikTok.
So like deep fried pizza rolls with
like garlic and Parmesan cheese type shit on it, some seasoning.
I was thinking deep fried pizza rolls with like marinara sauce.
Probably, I'm sure that's what they had.
Parmesan cheese, not like the grated shit, but like the shredded shit.
Like the shit you get at Olive Garden.
Yeah, that
tell
shit.
me when, and you're like, never.
You're like,
never tell you when.
You're like, bitch, keep going till your goddamn arm falls off.
Exactly.
Please,
That would be hilarious.
please, I get paid by the brick of cheese.
So like, is that enough? I'm getting tired. I'm like, keep going.
That would be so
You know
funny.
the job you signed up for, bitch.
I would do that to someone just to make their arm, like, I wouldn't even care if my food tasted disgusting because it was too cheesy. I'd be like, keep going, and they'd be like, oh.
You're like, keep going, keep going.
Keep going, working harder, jerk it.
That's,
on the street corner.
I would rate them. I would be like, if they got tired super quick, I'd be like, and then like if they like kept doing it, I'd be like, you look like you're a pro at that. Like, yeah. I'm like,
Do you have a girlfriend?
You know, like off the topic, but not too far off. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there thinking, the last time I ate at Olive Garden, I had this like deep.
I thought he was gonna say the last time I masturbated.
The last time I masturbated, I did it with two hands because I wanted a three-way. I sat on both of them until they went numb.
Wow, very creative.
Hey man, this closest I'm getting to a three-way ever, okay?
So anyway, you're
No, last time I went to
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden, they had the deep fried mozzarella or deep fried lasagna bits.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
I made deep fried lasagna before.
Really?
Ravioli lasagna. It's in the freezer. Sorry, go on.
At any rate, I just thought about that. I'm like, that sounds fucking delicious. Damn it, I need to stop being so fat.
But food tastes so good.
I know.
That's right. Fat tastes delicious.
What the fucking fuck? By the way, I was just thinking this earlier. I have this really good recipe for Chipotle chicken sandwiches that I'm going to make one of these times when you guys come over.
Yeah. So
We're gonna fat-ass it.
we film all these things and record all these things at this lovely lady's house. And before filming this time, she's like, man, nobody ever comes over. I got people to cook for. I'm fucking cooking. She made some fucking badass Mexican. Delicious.
Yeah. It wasn't
Enchiladas.
authentic Mexican or anything, but it was good.
Anything I didn't make myself is always badass. This was especially badass.
It was really great because so when Ron sent a Snapchat about eating some enchiladas before he records a podcast, and I was like, well, that sounds great. I wonder where he's going before. I literally, because I just woke up, so I was just like, kind of not even with it. I was like, wonder where he's going, or or maybe this is at work or something. I was missing the point.
I mentioned it to him yesterday.
And so then he said that he's like I said, enchiladas, and he goes, she spoiled the surprise when I dropped the computer off at her place, and I was like, oh, okay. I still drawing a blank. I didn't get it.
It wasn't a surprise.
Well, to me, I just didn't get it. Like I was like, okay, Ron's having enchiladas, and go about my day and whatever.
You, Ron.
Fuck you, Ron. Fuck you, Ron. I want enchiladas, you fucking piece of shit.
And then
What are
you
Taco Bell, man?
messaged me later, and you're like, oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you, but we're gonna eat enchiladas. I was like, fuck yeah! And I was like, wait a minute, why does that sound familiar? I was like, oh, Ron's eating enchiladas. That's why he's eating enchiladas.
I was sitting there.
I had no clue.
At lunch, I had like a cold turkey sandwich and like chips. It's like, man, I cannot fucking wait till dinner. That sounds so fucking great. This fucking sad ass turkey sandwich. So I'm being all busy this weekend. I didn't go grocery shopping. I'm like, man.
I had absolutely no idea. He had the full-on conversation with me. I was like, okay, this is cool. This doesn't pertain to me, but oh well. And
This
then
shit's burning my lips a little bit.
it is.
Yeah.
It's I like it though. Like the spiciness. It's not a bad spicy.
So the mango habanero stuff you had the other day. It was spicy, but it tasted more peppery, less like burny. Does that make sense?
I don't know.
Like more like a
my
black.
mouth was warmer on the other one.
I do think so too.
The-
Like it,
maybe it
it's
was
burning.
I don't know if I have like a cut, like a split lip or what, but it's like burning right there.
It is. You must, because I was gonna say my
Herpes.
lips aren't herpes. It's my herpes. My herpes flaring up.
Fucking herpes.
But I don't feel a lip burn. I feel a throat burn, just like I did the last time.
Maybe the mango was cutting it more for me in the mango habanero.
I feel on my lip right there. That's probably what it's from.
Maybe that's what it is. There you go.
This is definitely why we need like an Untapped for the butt plug.
For the butt plug, untap our butt plug. We should do it. Run the Untapped. I wonder if I wonder if our butt plug can join a group, but I don't think it can. Maybe. Ooh, it could join that 513 group.
What is happening?
What is happening? Well, we're talking about untapping you and butt plugging.
Where did we go? I'm lost.
We're talking about social media. So we're gonna join the 513 craft brewing group that our friend has.
Gotcha.
And then he's gonna be like, damn it, stop posting so much stuff. Or, damn it, when can I join?
Well, our page, I think, could join that group. And then so anytime we try a beer, we can put our, basically that's what we post in that group. And so, but then you just wouldn't be posting.
Does his group just do beers from this area, or is it?
You can do it from anywhere you get it.
Anywhere you get it. I think the idea was, he said something about there's like a main Cincinnati craft beer group, and he wasn't like vibing with those guys quite well. So he started his own, and
he said there was too much politics in that group, which sometimes there is. Like in other groups, I've noticed, just like they just want to bitch and cry and get their feelings hurt and be snowflakes and.
oh man, this brewery does these things. They were rude
being
too
crying
much.
bitches.
Quit making your pussy hurt.
That's up to you guys.
So I was driving home from work the other day.
And your pussy hurt?
No.
She had to think about it. That's the part I love best.
She's just like, well, I was driving home from work. I was driving one-handed doing one of these numbers.
I mean, maybe I would. I don't know.
That's what you do to keep yourself awake if you're driving when you're
You
tired.
just fist yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, it's dark. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning.
There
or
you go,
whatever.
right on.
Anyway, I was driving home from work
Break
the
went
other
out on
day,
the way to work.
and I saw a vanity sitting on the side of the road. And I'm like, what was that?
Did you take a picture of it?
And
She stole it.
I did.
Okay, because I was going to say.
I get down the road and I'm like, I'm turning around. I'm going to go see what that sign said on it. And I was like, it says free.
I think that's what I saw, a picture that you posted. I was like, oh wow, I wonder where she got that. Like, it was
Did I
pretty
post
cool.
a picture? I think I posted a
I
picture.
mean, you
of
posted
it.
a picture of something.
I put it in somebody's comments, but I don't think it was.
I saw that. So it was
Really?
it was in that group.
It was in a group.
It was in the like the vintage things.
No, I don't think
It wasn't?
was. I don't think so.
That I thought I saw in some other group because I know I saw you take a picture
It
of
was,
something.
I thought it was a private group that I posted in. Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe you're both a part of the same
Maybe
private
I'm
group.
like, I have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, I turned around and I like creep by this house and it's like free. And I'm like, oh my God. So I pull in the driveway and I'm like loading this bitch all by myself. It's like this, and it's pretty heavy actually. I was expecting it to be lighter than it was. It was kind of heavy. And I'm like picking it up and putting it in my like SUV, I'm like trying to put it in there with all these cars driving by. I'm like, these fucking assholes aren't even stopping to see if I need help, fuckers.
Right.
You guys are jerks, whatever. So I get it up in there and I like get in my car and I'm all happy and stuff. I'm like, I got free stuff and it's fucking cool. And I put my car in reverse and I look over and there's a school bus and it's like stopping at this house. I'm like, God, dude.
You look like
The
you're trying
perfect
to.
crime ruined by children.
And then here comes this like, I don't know, 13, 14, 15-year-old walking by and he just looks at me like, you're a fucking weirdo. And I'm like smiling from ear to ear. I'm like, I got free stuff.
Now, to be fair, like, just about any kid in that age range is going to look at an adult like,
Right.
you're a fucking
Like,
weirdo.
what the fuck is wrong with you? He's just like I don't know what to do.
Like, why are
They've
you
got
at my
like their whole,
house?
they got like their whole like lives ahead of them to become fucking weird.
Right. They don't understand that they're going to be fucking weird too.
And I'm like in there like trying to like finagle into my car. I'm like, the thing's not closed. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, turn it this way and like
You feel like
things
you're
aren't
getting away with
working out.
something.
I have like a shovel in there from wintertime still and like it's not working out and I'm like moving it. I'm like, ooh, I think I can get it. And then I get in there and this kid's just like fucking weird.
Crazy lady stealing.
He like smiles at me, but it was like one of those like,
I see all kinds of shit that I want when I'm doing Uber, and I'm like, damn it,
right?
It's like I'm trying to make money, so I can't cram shit in my vehicle.
I'm usually on my way to work when I see shit I want.
Yeah.
Damn it. Like there was somebody that had one of those old TVs, and I'm like, that would be cool to make into like a
Hell
cat bed or
yeah.
something.
There's
you
a
know?
lot of people do that.
Yeah, and yeah, it was only way to work. I'm like trash on the side of the road.
That's right.
Yes.
Coming soon, Ariana's road trash finds.
That'd be
And
fun.
you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a plant stand in my sunroom once I get my flooring put in there.
Hell yeah. There we go.
We're getting to be that time.
It's gonna be that time
And we're
again.
going to be about that time. So, are we going to cut it off here, ladies?
Did we learn anything? We didn't learn anything today.
I learned that that's spicy.
What did I learn? I know I learned something.
If you rub mail all over your asshole, it's probably a federal offense.
And
Photo.
Or a terrorist attack. Ariana plans terrorist attack.
she plans terrorist
Only
attacks.
at work.
There you
that'll
go.
work. I don't learn a fucking thing other than that spicy, and I think I'm good with it. You guys want it? It's yours.
There you go. Oh, sweet. I'll drink it.
I'll drink it too.
At any
We'll
rate,
split it and get COVID again.
Yes.
again,
Yes.
Yeah, we spread it. We split something last week. It was something you didn't like, or maybe the week before. And
Are you sure it wasn't the pickle beer from my pickle beer?
well, I drank it, but I remember
You
you,
got
and
my
I
COVID.
split something.
Oh, yeah,
like
it was
this.
herpes or COVID or something.
Because you're like, oh, I've
That's
had
what this is from.
I've had the vaccine, so you won't get COVID, only herpes.
Damn it,
That's
Ron.
what it was.
Oh, speaking of stupid vaccine,
I've been
man,
herpes free all
I
the
totally
time.
get it.
Yay.
I totally taking all the Kool-Aid and drinking it because I got on Daddy DeWine's Vaxamillions page and I signed up for the COVID lottery.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and now you're all microchipped and everything.
That's
Yeah, like the fuckers that are on like YouTube. Look, I got a band stuck in my arm. That's the chip. It's totally a chip.
Are there people doing that really?
Oh, that's all
God.
thing, man.
Oh my
At any
goodness,
rate,
I didn't know this.
we're gonna cut it off here, ladies and
This
lesbians.
is getting warm.
It is.
And
It's fun.
visit thestrugglingbuttplug.com. We are on YouTube, TikTok,
Like most of the social media, maybe.
Most of
Or
the social
part of the
media.
social
We're getting most of the main
like
social
Facebook,
medias.
TikTok,
medias.
We're not doing the,
Instagram. Are we on Instagram yet?
Yeah, I got
We're on
the
Instagram.
we're not on the Twitters because I don't know, fuck Twitter.
Yeah,
I don't
fuck
like Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter.
I don't have Twitter either.
I think Twitter's for only angry politicians at this point.
That's what I feel like.
And douchey celebrities. And
I
we're
was
not,
gonna say celebrities, yeah.
yeah, our podcast isn't nearly popular enough to be douchey
Well,
celebrities.
yeah.
Do you think
what-
we're gonna get a cult following?
Yes,
I
we're
hope
going
so.
to.
That'll be cool.
And wherever your finer podcasts are sold, I do believe I've got us listed on Apple and Google now, coming soon to Spotify, and whatever the fuck the rest of the big damn list I have to go through and add our feed to. If you
But-
want to manually add the feed, go to thestrobingbuttplug.com/feed/podcast.
But you should join our social media, subscribe to us, and share to us. Because before long, I plan on doing
And
contests.
tell us we're pretty.
Yeah, tell us we're pretty.
Tell me I'm the prettiest.
No, but I plan on doing contests and giveaways. And also, if I plan on doing. I don't know what I plan on doing yet, but
Which
so
is crazy.
we can do
Autographed
that.
butt club? Butt clubs?
Butt clubs.
Autographed butt plugs?
All the
Maybe.
butt clubs.
Ooh.
And then what else? I'm thinking.
If there's any weird beers you have or would like to send to us, get in
Tell
contact with us. We can go try to find them ourselves. If there's something you want us to review, we'll do it. We're cool like that.
And
Vomit flavored beer.
there you
Does
go.
it exist? Probably.
And
I
if
mean,
you're
they made Harry Potter vomit flavored
I know,
beans, so why not?
I know.
right, ooh. And
I don't
also,
want this
so
to
if
happen,
you're a YouTuber or a podcaster and you're trying to get yourself out there, we'll plug you. You know, hop on.
Plug you hard, baby.
We'll plug you with our butt plug. Plug you with the butt
And on that,
Ooh, fancy.
thank you and have what the fuck ever.
Later.